Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. We're here live at the QuadCon Comic and Toy Show in the Pizzazz Entertainment Complex in Burlington, Iowa, also known as Fun City, which is the best way to describe our next hour to come. Fun City! Believe me, we're stoked to be doing our first live podcast, and we want to thank everyone involved with QuadCon and thank all of you here in attendance today. Dudes, we're doing it live! If this is your first episode, if you haven't listened to us before, or you're new to the show, hey, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. We also want you to know, and you'll learn soon enough, that we are not toy experts. We're just toy enthusiasts, so we're not always going to get the details right. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Hi, I'm Corey.
Hi, Corey. On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
I have the power. Hey.
Hey. Next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spooty.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. And hey, I'm Jason. I'm that guy who pushes buttons sometimes, and I love horror, Funko Pops, and I definitely love me some Transformers. We have a very relevant topic on today's show. Oh my gosh, we're going to be talking about toy shows at a toy show. Can you believe it? My voice went high there.
I was just going to say.
I said on something weird.
Unbelievable.
But we're going to be talking about the things we love and maybe some things we don't like about toy shows. It'll get interesting. Hopefully we don't get kicked out.
Maybe.
We're also going to visit a toy store from right here in Burlington, Iowa. Local shopping. We love it.
Shout out.
It's a cool store. Another thing that's we definitely want to point out is that it's really important to us that kids in the holiday season can get some toys. Not everyone is fortunate enough to have awesome parents. Our parents sort of liked us, so we sort of got
Corey's especially.
My parents loved me a lot. I was spoiled.
But not everyone has.
Not everyone's a trust fund baby like me.
Oh, yeah. So we want to make sure that we're going to try and help kids get some toys. So we're going to be doing a toy drive. Our table is right over here to the corner. You'll see it over there. There's a little box on the floor where you can donate a toy. And we're going to be giving that to our local children's charity, Sparky Claus, through our fire department in Ottumwa, Iowa.
Correct.
It just has to be a new and unwrapped toy. And if you can stick it in that box, help us raise some toys for some kids. We like that. We want to do good. We want to give back. You can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. That's right. That's where the cool kids are, the TikTok.
But not us.
Hey, it's not true. We have cool stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we have no idea what we're doing.
And that's why maybe it's
true.
cool. We're like your dad's trying to do this TikTok thing. It's pretty cool. But you can find it at Cracktastic Plastic at all those places.
Yes.
But right now, let's talk about what toys we picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools. If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, let's get started with Corey. What'd you get?
Well, I got a bunch of stuff from Bartertown over in the corner from Jeremy. He
Right here at the toy show.
Yeah, right here at the
Right
toy
here.
show. I got Lady J there, and I got the Overlord there, and that guy's name is Bull, and got the absolute grossest, most disgusting Ace figure ever.
And that's how you play with it.
Yeah,
He's got-
yeah. You just kind of, yeah. I mean, he probably lived half of his life in a pile of cow manure or something.
And you're touching it, Elton.
Yeah, he had it in his
Probably gonna
mouth
get a
earlier.
disease from it.
Ew.
What did it taste like?
Like burnt chocolate and feces.
So
Gross.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
I got some other stuff from Time Traveler's Toys. I got some Lego minifigs. He's over in the kind of the opposite corner. But Time Traveler's Toys has 3 locations in the Quad Cities, in Davenport, Bettendorf, and Coal Valley. And I've mentioned before that Google sucks, and when you Google vintage toy store in Quad Cities, nothing comes up.
Ugh.
So, yeah, and then he's also got an eBay store. It's GB Packer Fan 88 on eBay if you search that user. He said free shipping on practically everything.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, and then I also got some documentation there. I got the flag points checklist there that, and yeah, I think I had pretty much everything on that list, and that's like it was all the mail away stuff that, and a lot of the mail away stuff was released later. Like you could buy it in store, but
Sure.
when you're a little kid and you're impatient and your parents let you, then. Which mine did because my parents loved me. Then you get the flag
True.
points and you get the, they give you the $1.99 for processing and handling. And
Sure.
back when sending things in the mail wasn't expensive. And yeah, that's me. That's what I got for my.
I'll tell you what, though. The older I get, the more I love the paperwork stuff.
Yeah.
It's so cool
Yeah.
seeing the catalogs, the mail away stuff. Because, you spent hours just staring those down and looking
Yeah.
up all the things. Like, I got to collect them all. How
Yeah.
much can I this and that? And
I know I've been with Elgin when he's found like a bunch of stuff like
Yeah.
at A to Z
over
Toys.
A to Z Toys. Yeah, I bought
found-
some just random checklists or even just vintage posters of
Yeah.
stuff from they had a Motu magazine that
Yeah.
they had fold out posters but yeah, checklists are just because it has all the artwork on it.
Yeah.
and just it just has a
It's just cool.
little checklist
Yeah.
to like mark off stuff. But
And they also used to do like G.I. Joe used to do like in a lot of their boxed vehicles there would be like basically a fold out like it was kind of like it was just a two-sided sheet but it
Sure.
all folded up but it was like basically a catalog for that year's
nice.
vehicles and stuff which you got me.
Oh
with,
yeah, that's right. With that
the Cobra Pogo,
yeah.
they had one with it, and that thing, yeah, it's
that
so
was cool. That was really cool.
So those will all get framed and hung up somewhere around where my toys are hanging out.
Sweet.
That's me. That's what I got for today. Who's next?
awesome. Well, it's Elgin. What do you got?
I'm going to leave the Bartertown little business card up there because I purchased some stuff from Jeremy as well from over at his booth way in the back there, the corner, the large corner. I got
His wing.
Big fat corner.
the suite. I got this 2000X McDonald's toy. It's Panther. It's complete. It finishes my run of those McDonald's toys that
Yay,
they had.
completion.
I have all the figures now. Of course, they're missing. Some of them are missing weapons or what, but I have all the actual toys, so that's good. I can check that one off the list of completed. It's fine. It broke. It didn't really break. It just falls apart.
It's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
really.
Well, you just attach it to his back, so that's fine. Then I also got from him this Night Stalker that is caught on my microphone cable. It's complete, 100% complete. Jitsu would normally be riding this mechanical horse, and then the repaint of this is Stridor. Well, probably Strider came first, or maybe they both came at the same time, and they're like, "Oh, we got a horse. Let's repaint it for a good guy and a bad guy." So
Here's our Masters of the Universe horsey.
yeah, here's our little horsey. Repaint him. Okay, sell them, resell them again to the kids. They won't. They're just kids. They don't know anything.
I
But
need to do a My Little Pony version of those, like they did for the
Oh,
My
yeah.
Little Prime.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh, yeah.
I could see you playing with that along with all your other
Why
dolls.
not?
And your other My Little Ponies.
Yeah, my other action dolls.
You know you're a brony.
But yeah, so the Stridor is exactly the same, just a repaint. And then Fista would be riding Stridor, and then Jitsu would be riding Night Stalker.
Spoody, I don't know about you, but I'm super jealous because Transformers McDonald's toys weren't nearly as
terrible.
awesome as that one. There's so much going on. Ours is like
these
one
are-
little brick that doesn't do anything.
I mean, these are from the 2000X line, so it's the reboot of the show, and his face looks kind of like a nightmare.
yeah, it does.
I'm just like, and this thing does shoot off. I don't want to shoot in case. Well, I'll shoot Night Stalker.
Shoot him right in the butt.
Right?
Ow.
There, you got his examination.
My area.
But you were showing me the little catalog thing that came with it.
Oh,
that
yeah,
had the
yeah.
other ones,
Yeah, it had all the.
and
I don't
they
know what's
look
that.
pretty good.
Yeah, they're all pretty good. I mean, we found that one at on our Jay's Day. Josh found it in the dollar bin.
Oh, yeah.
It was Orko, wind up Orko, and then I know Corey got me a He-Man one time.
Yeah.
And
I don't think
and,
that. I don't think there were, and if someone here knows any different, let me know. But I don't think that there were ever any GI Joe like McDonald's toys.
Well, know of any.
I just don't think it ever happened. Maybe because they didn't need help selling their line
I guess
back
not.
then.
And yeah, the Transformer ones have just all been garbage.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'll tell you one thing. I am pretty proud. I have been learning. I have been listening.
He's
I knew the name of it when you brought it up to the table.
Yeah,
I'm just
he
bragging.
did. He did. He actually is like, hey, that's
Steel Panther.
Steel.
Did not say that.
That's the other one.
That's the other one. Yeah.
yeah. That's it. He's like, and that one's Steel Panther, right? I'm like, yes.
Oh,
And
you
then
would
I
have just
patted
said
him on the
yes
head.
to whatever I said. Gotcha.
That's true.
All right, Spoody. What have you found lately?
I did not get something from Bartertown.
Oh,
I got something from. I
Ooh,
can't read it
that
from here.
poster shop.
So, that poster guy.
that poster
That
shop.
poster shop, which is just right over there.
Our neighbor. Yeah.
It's
Hello, neighbor.
Speaking of like the catalogs, it's basically the like the first wave G1 Transformers.
Oh, with the card art, the
Yeah.
box art,
Box
that
art.
original. Oh man, I love it.
That looks
I
awesome.
happen to have got this poster from him at a show previous he was at.
I almost got it the last time.
Oh, it's so
I saw the
cool
show.
because it's kind of based off the toys,
Yeah, it's
not
like
the cartoon.
yeah.
So awesome.
Which is somewhere in the middle of
yeah.
what the toys are and what. Yeah.
Now you have a nice little checklist poster ish.
Yay.
Yay! Check this.
Is that it?
What'd
Yeah,
you-
that's all I got.
What'd you get, Jason?
Oh, I got nothing here at the show. I
What?
couldn't. I didn't have
I
time.
don't understand
I didn't
that.
have time.
No,
That's
you
what
were
it
busy
is.
doing in the bathroom, doing stuff in the bathroom, right?
Yep.
Bathroom stuff.
Too-
Sweet.
One of his missiles fell out. So
Oh,
I
no.
recently, there's been a podcast that I listened to that did an episode on the classics line of Transformers, and
Nice.
it got me really excited because I after they had it, I went back and looked at my collection. I'm like, all right, I got quite a few of these. That's always really exciting, and
Sweet.
at least a lot of the ones they talked about. And then I decided to, when I was have my collection kind of up at the other house, and I looked and I'm like, you know what? There's some here that I need to fill in some gaps. So I went to transformerland.com and I picked up me and it's because I love the jets, the Seekers, that I needed to. These are the ones I cared about to me as far as filling in. I don't need all of them really, but I like the Seekers a lot. So I got Thundercracker. He's beautiful. Yeah, he's
Currently
found one
missing
of
a
his
missile.
His missile's just probably in the bag over there. I didn't notice that, but
Did you say Thundercrapper?
nope, Thundercracker. He's
Oh.
blue, and then this is. I always like this guy's name as a musician, Dirge. and on the show he had a really low, slow voice. He was pretty cool. Another bad guy. So
Was he stupid?
kind.
I mean, none of them are bright.
there you go. But
Is
yeah,
there machines? Is that one?
They were
No.
Starscream's henchmen.
right. How
Oh.
good?
Oh,
Following him around.
that
How
makes
smart
sense.
can you be?
That's
But
true.
Yeah.
oh yeah, super excited. I love these because they're really good looking toys, and they are faithful to the G1, and they might even be better. Just
They look good.
yeah, they look great. So
I mean, as toys, they're absolutely better than the G1.
I know. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. Well, what do you say we talk about our topic today? Toy shows, guys.
Toy
what
shows.
what are some of the things you love about a toy show? Who wants to go first, Corey?
Do I want to go first?
No, I wasn't
right.
asking. I'm telling.
I'm going first. Toy show. I am all about the barter. I love to barter, and I like going to toy shows because most of the time you can find some kind of a deal. And like I did today, I gathered up a bunch of stuff and I said, hey, this is how much money I'm going to give you. And he said, I bow down before your bartering skills or something like that. It wasn't.
That's what you hear.
That sounds about
yeah.
right, I think. Actually.
It was something like that because I'm so good at it.
It's true. I just let Corey do all my bartering for me.
I like the variety. I like the hunt because you just you get so excited maybe I'm going to find the thing that I'm looking for today. I'm looking for a particular thing. And then I don't super like the disappointment at the end of the day when I haven't found what I was looking for. But in my conversation with Jeremy today, he seems to think that maybe he does have the thing that I'm looking for. He just doesn't quite have it here.
Dang it.
okay.
Dang it.
I should mention that Bartertown, he's gonna have a storefront location just for the month of December. He said hopefully before then, but definitely by December 1st
Sweet.
in the Old Capitol Mall in Iowa City.
So excited for him.
So you guys should definitely check that out. I know I will be because
yeah.
it's nice to be able to not have to drive an hour to an hour and a half to get somewhere to look at stuff.
Sure.
That's
And-
exactly how far it is from where we're at.
Yeah, everything is exactly an hour to an hour and a half or less or more.
That's true.
It's pretty precise distant of measurement. It's like centimeters, only more precise.
Oh,
It's like clicks. But
Yeah, it's like fathoms. Is that a water term? I don't know anything about
Yeah,
water.
I don't know anything about water, he says.
I don't know.
how many
I'm sure there's-
parsecs away?
Yeah,
that's
no, those
just
are great
stupid.
things.
You just
Those are
sound
great
stupid
things.
now.
What about you guys? What are things you love? Anything?
I like being able to find stuff that I didn't actually have in my collection, which it's getting harder and harder to find.
For sure.
Like this
Yeah.
Night Stalker, I didn't have it, and
That's crazy.
which it is because it's a not super expensive vintage toy.
Yeah, it
for-
wasn't so far down the line that it wasn't. They didn't
I'm
produce
getting there.
enough.
I'm
of
getting to the point of the $100 to $200 range
Yeah.
for stuff, which is it's hard. Then it's just harder to collect vintage stuff for me,
them. Yeah,
for Motu stuff, and it's just
especially when the Origins line is coming out with
Yeah, I
such
know.
great stuff.
yeah, which I already anyway. That's for another show. But yeah, it's just being able to see, something that I don't own, and maybe I can buy it, maybe I can't, but at least I know it exists.
Yeah.
It's not a figment of my imagination. It's actually out there,
Yeah,
and someday I'll own them all.
still waiting on that Towers of Eternity set to show up at a toy show.
Yeah, well, I just have to get in my time machine and travel back to '88
when it
and
was $83.
when it was that was with the mail-in rebate.
Oh, okay.
It was
my God.
$89.97 with the mail-in rebate. It was $83.
Nice.
And now it's what, 3,000?
Now it's $3,000.
Yeah. For one that's hopefully complete.
Seems about right.
Yeah. Anyway, but
Digress.
aside from our time traveling escapades, that's probably one of the best things for me is seeing it, and then just hopefully, like Corey said, giving Corey my money so that he can haggle for me.
I mean, that's my plan.
It's true. That's
I
happened
do try
before.
to. I'm trying to get better at it, but it's I don't know. I think
Yes,
I just
we
need more
need to-
practice.
we
I
all
just
need
need more
to-
practice. I think.
Right. Corey, you need to stop enabling them and let them practice.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel bad for him.
I know.
I mean, we did, what was it, like $75 for an original
70,
skeleton?
70, I
$70
think.
for an original complete Skeletor this summer, and
Yeah.
that's
That's
they're not that price now.
yeah. For all weapons, 100% complete.
They weren't that price then.
Yeah.
So speaking of haggling then, Corey, if you were to give a master class right now on the spot, what are your top 3 moves?
3?
I don't know.
I got like 1 move.
Oh, I don't believe you have at least 2.
I got, well, okay, there's 3, but only 2 of them I can say because there's little kids in the room. No, I think the most important thing is the hunter-gatherer approach, where like you get a lot. Like
Group.
you group stuff together because people are more willing to haggle over the price of 6 things than they are over 1 or 2 things, or even 3 sometimes. But like,
is it about confusing them in their profit loss?
yeah, no, you do that. You punch them in the face, slip them like a
helps.
muscle relaxer.
As they're bent over.
Promise to meet them out back later with like a beer. Beer is what I'm going to say. No, no. I think for me, at least my success in haggling has always just been with like, it's you're more likely to get a good deal on many things versus because then they're moving a lot of product versus taking a couple of bucks off of one thing. Like at least for me, when I'm selling, it feels better when someone comes to me and says that they want to buy a bunch of stuff versus haggling over the price of one thing.
Right, their profits feel better to them over multiple toys than what they're losing on whatever you're asking.
He also buys a lot of GI Joes that
for some reason
they're cheap.
That have been beaten to
that have cancer.
That are usually smaller, cheaper.
Yeah, well, I mean, and so
it gets harder when you're like $30, $40 things adding together.
Which is that's something that's also really fun for me at toy shows is seeing the variety in prices.
Yes,
because
true.
Like I picked up that Lady J, and it was within a haggle, but it was the price on that Lady J was half of what it was at a different vendor.
Right.
For this, it's the same thing in the same shape, and it was so like, and maybe that more expensive price wasn't a bad price still, but just the fact that like from one side of the room to the other, you might find the exact same thing for $20 less.
So it sounds like it's standard practice is that why we take a lap first?
Always.
To just gather.
Yeah.
It's not like I see it, I got to have it by it now.
Right.
But
and the other thing is like
less.
there was another a figure that I bought from Jeremy. I found it at a different table, and it was more expensive at Jeremy's table, but it was also in a lot nicer shape.
Well, yeah.
So to me, it's worth
paying.
paying an extra $15 or so for something because it's in way better shape, and I mean they were both complete. But
so a big part of it is knowing how much the things are worth.
Yeah,
right.
For me, mostly it's knowing how much I'm willing to pay for something.
That too, yeah. Like,
But sometimes I feel like you're willing to pay what they're asking for, but you just want less.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
we always want less. But
I always want to make a deal because, and to be honest, like most of the people that I know that sell enjoy the haggling process too, and they know how much money they've got in this stuff.
Yep.
sure.
And they know how much they need to make on it, and
Right.
I never give an offensive offer.
Like some low ball, just
No,
like,
I never lowball, but I offer something that I think is reasonable,
Not
knowing that
without
we're going
telling
to
them
meet in
it's
the middle
offensive right
somewhere.
up front.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like, listen, I have $4 left.
Yeah. So can you take $85 off of this?
There's also
Come
part
on,
of
it's
me.
for my kid. That's
There's also part of me that wants to like send a hidden camera with you.
Oh, it's not that exciting.
To just
it's really
no,
not.
But then, like, I have this vision of like you in a stare down match with this guy. You say a number, he's like, no, and then you keep locked eyes, and you're just like the back and forth.
It's one of those times when being tall is like is an actual
helps.
benefit.
Yeah.
Because there aren't any. Literally, there are no benefits to being tall other than to be kind of intimidating when you're haggling.
That might be it. Yeah.
You stand up straight, you brandish your machete, and then you say, "I'll give you this much money."
I mean, for the mustaches.
Yeah,
and that's
well,
secondary.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That
that
takes
was
all credibility
cherry on
away.
top.
I'm still, I'm still riding the mustache. I haven't quite figured out if I like it or not.
Well, you got to try it.
It's
Spoody, do you
not
have
a very
any-
old
Do
mustache.
you have any specific things you love about a toy show?
I mean, I like finding toys.
Yeah,
But
they usually have them here.
yeah,
True. Or swords.
I am impressed by the swords.
Yeah, that dude's got some crazy swords.
I wish I
quite-
had the money to buy swords.
It's quite an impressive rack.
Oh, nice.
I'm talking about the swords.
It is a
obviously.
I guess I want to reiterate what you kind of said. Like we spend so much time going to our Walmarts and our Targets that we
Sure.
see our mainline toys at all times. We
Right.
know what's on the shelves at
Not
the
me.
stores. But like what I love is like I don't know what I'm gonna see here.
Yeah.
Like you really don't know what's gonna be on that next table, and that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Right?
I think with going to retail stores, obviously there's toys that we're wanting to buy there as well, but coming to actual toy shows, I'm always coming here to see if I can get a vintage score. you
Yeah.
know?
It's
Oh, yeah.
your
It's-
best chance.
Yeah.
Stuff from
Yeah.
the lines that I never picked up.
Yeah.
Stuff you missed. Yep.
Yep.
But unfortunately, the buying, like the getting in with the War for Cybertron stuff and like getting everything in the box makes me want to like only get stuff in a box now. Like,
Yeah, I'm definitely not
incomplete.
there.
Another, you kind of mentioned it earlier. Another thing I love about a toy show or a flea market is there's something special and fun about digging through a tub of toys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. for
Right?
sure.
Yeah.
How fun is that?
Yeah. Well, that's how I got the, because I bought a couple of figures and then I went back and I was like, oh, there's a tub. Hey, there's some junk in here that I need.
There goes the next 20 minutes.
Yeah,
We're dumping
exactly.
this
So
out.
the next 20 minutes and $20 is digging through this junk pile and I got some stuff that I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
Sweet.
definitely
That
love it.
nasty roached out Ace figure.
And then there's that feeling on your hands when you're done. You're like,
That you need to wash
I
them?
need to
Yeah.
wash these.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the feeling. Yep.
It's like just dip them and sterilize.
Yeah, and then whatever that is, that's new. Like,
But I kind of love it. I don't know.
that extra finger's new.
yeah, I always make sure I have like a tub, like a tube of like cortisone 10 or something in my pocket just in case. But
Without like that the shop cleaner.
yeah,
the tube
yeah,
of
some
that.
fast orange or
Yeah,
some poop.
exactly.
Yeah, the tub of that under the table.
Yeah.
And I know not everyone at this table loves this, but I tried doing it just on my first pass today. But another thing I love about being at these toy shows is just getting to talk toys with people.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
I don't like human interaction though. So.
That's what I was gonna
that's
say,
Why that
no.
side of the table, I don't know that they like it. I know
Could
this side.
could you
of
not
it's
look
fun,
at me
yeah.
while I'm looking at your toys?
Yeah,
It's like, don't look at me,
don't
daddy.
acknowledge me.
oh, it's fun to see like the vendors get excited about the stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to sell, they want to make their money, but they also
course.
want to talk about the stuff and yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because in our normal lives, we don't get to talk about toys with
No.
other adults
no,
normally, unless we're together, obviously.
Right.
But
yeah. We'll just save that for those.
I try doing it at work sometimes, and I get the
yeah, I get the same thing from my wife.
huh.
Yeah.
That's okay. Really? How old are you? Right.
Oh, right. I thought you were asking me.
No, don't
Because I don't remember.
Yeah. So it's fun. Maybe maybe we should challenge them to talk to two strangers while we're at the
Pass.
show.
Any volunteers? Any
Not a-
strange volunteers?
Come on. You might like it.
I barely want to talk to you guys.
Oh, jeez. The truth
That's
comes
true.
out. I believe that, though, when
I
he
do.
says it.
I believe it. I mean, I think we're up to. I think my I've known Spooty now for God at least 10 years.
At least.
More, probably close to 15 years.
That's
So
two more
we're
than me.
getting we're getting close to like triple digits with the number of words I've heard come out of his mouth now after almost 15 years.
I know. Like, that's half the reason starting this podcast was just to, like,
He's up to almost 100 words that he
so you
said.
can learn what Spooty's opinions on things were. Just
Not good.
right.
Not good opinions or not good?
Yes. Yeah. Any other things you love? My
Yes,
list-
the costumes.
Oh, yeah.
I love the cosplay. I
You're
love seeing
right.
people who are less self-conscious than me getting dressed up, and And
I
having
should have worn my thing, my skeleton.
you should have. You should have worn your
Forgot
thing.
about it.
I have become less self-conscious about stuff like that now that I
Clearly.
have children.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention
Like-
the
Oh
mustache
yeah,
again.
that
but
makes you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting about the mustache.
we can't.
I apologize for the mustache.
no,
It's in our family photos, though. I did specifically ask Jess yesterday before we took family photos,
She
do you
likes it.
want this thing in these
this
pictures?
thing.
Like, do you want it immortalized? And she's
caterpillar?
like, I like you better with facial hair.
Huh.
And so then I had to have a conversation with my 4-year-old about why mom thinks dad's ugly.
No, but having kids, yes, that helps.
It does, and it
It
helps
does.
with buying toys too, because
Yeah,
we
it
were
does.
going
Also
through
true.
his. We were going through like the stuff that we got him for Christmas this year, and I'm a little embarrassed by the number of
Oh.
Transformers that are in my basement right now, because it's a lot. Like I didn't mean to. Like he really wants the War for Cybertron Cheetor, and like I've been looking all over for him. We couldn't find him on the shelf anywhere, and then we're
Yeah.
digging through a tub yesterday in the basement and found 2.
You should have brought one here to sell.
So no, because it's like he's going to
Oh.
destroy one. He's
gonna-
almost 5,
So
and
the
so
other
when
ones-
he's older, he'll be able to open the new one that's not destroyed and be like, "Oh, good, I got a complete one to play with, and I'm not going to wreck it now." Finally,
Put the other one in the safe deposit box,
yeah,
and then
That
it turns
reminds
18.
me. That reminds me to keep an eye out for an Optimus Prime head while
yes,
we're looking
an
around
Optimus
today.
Prime
Head?
head.
Just
Just
a
find
head.
one in a tub.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I pulled the head off of the Decius Army drone the other day and stuck it on Optimus's body,
Close.
and Ren immediately noticed. And he's like, "That doesn't go there." He
Oh,
like pulled it off and
nice.
put it. So now he understands the heads need to stay with him. But
Now.
6 months ago, Cyclonus and Optimus did not need heads.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that was
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
of a segue,
All right.
digression.
Well, what do you say we not? Let's get kicked out. Let's
What?
talk about some things that
Oh,
maybe
geez.
we don't. Maybe some things. There's probably reasons for them. The things we might not like, but
My least favorite thing
yeah, I knew it
is
wouldn't take
getting up
now.
so damn early.
Now Scooty wants to talk. Yeah, no,
Getting up early. Yeah.
yeah, that part. That part.
I work overnights. This is terrible.
He's almost asleep.
I mean,
right
you
now.
look
Might
like
be.
you always do when we see you. So
It's because I work overnights. I'm always tired.
Yeah.
My secret.
That's his
right.
Hulk secret.
Toy shows aren't in the evening.
Yeah.
no, so
No.
that's something that Spooty doesn't like about toy shows is that they're not in the evening.
They're not in his prime
Yes,
wake up time.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. Prices really. I mean, just
Yep.
for. I don't have a ton of money, so it's like
Yeah. I mean, the
Can only
stuff is
buy-
climbing in value, but you also want to go
Right.
and you also are expecting to
Sure.
find a deal when,
sometimes
you
I do,
know.
sometimes I don't. So
Yeah, I guess the way I would put it is like, of course, I recognize that maybe this is your livelihood.
sure.
This is your job, and you're
Yeah.
trying to sell these things. And I would never claim to have my finger on the pulse of the market price of toys.
No.
But
No,
I
it's hard.
certainly look enough to have a pretty good idea.
Sure.
And so it is tough to see toys priced well above market price.
Yeah.
And that
I think
I think that's the thing we hate about your other stores like Mercari and eBay. It's like when it's like just Yojo's mom just trying to sell toys
Yeah.
that they don't know what they just think it's valuable. when
Yeah,
it's
I was
not.
gonna say like a lot of
Sure.
the. I'm sure all the vendors here like they watch the market and they know kind of what stuff's
Sure.
worth. But like, there's a lot of people that just think old equals valuable, and it doesn't. Like I'm sure that
Yeah.
someone somewhere is trying to sell an Ace figure just like that roached out one that I bought today for $50 just because it's old,
Yeah.
when it's worth $5. And
Yeah.
so
That's
like,
generous.
yeah, I mean, it was part of a barter, so it was
Yeah.
it was all it was an all inclusive.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, like now walking around here today, I was because my experience has not been this like before. But walking around here today, I'm seeing stuff that's like new retail stuff that's still on the shelves at the big box stores,
Yes.
and people are selling them for the prices that they are at the big box stores.
Oh,
And I think there's a realization is coming now that like that stuff is still stocked. Like for instance, the Retro Fang that
Right.
came out a few months ago.
Yep.
Walmart's starting to clearance that now for $12. And so, like, I know when that stuff was first coming out, like, I was seeing it at toy shows, like, people were trying to sell the retro stuff for practically double retail value on them when you could still get on Hasbro Pulse and buy them online. You could still walk into Walmart and they're warming shelves. And, like, but just because it's got a vintage name on it, people are trying to hawk it for double what it's actually worth. And
Sure.
I haven't maybe it's happening here, but I haven't seen it here today. Like, I have actually seen, like, oh, hey, there's a thing and this is what its retail price is for and that's what they're asking for it. Cool.
That seems better to me, but there are definitely some even out here today that are clearly on the shelves current now, but are double priced.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oof,
Yep.
oof. When that's half of your like table or something, that's like, is it sketchy? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's easier for us to point out, I guess, and you're just taking advantage of people who doesn't realize what's on the shelf, and I
Maybe.
guess that's their loss if you don't know to know. But
Sure.
I am not a fan of the broken toys still being sold as
Vintage, like,
Well,
or
what do you?
Price
way
the-
too expensive, basically. For like,
Oh, but, yeah.
I mean, if you have
Yeah.
a Transformer that's like missing an arm, it probably
You're still
should.
asking.
You're still
somewhat
asking like $20-25 for it,
because it's vintage. Yeah, it's
and not even like G1, like
Yeah,
robots in like early 2000s stuff.
Sure.
yeah.
I see that a lot.
Yeah.
I do wish that broken toys were sold more as a like. This is going to be for parts, so
Right.
just
See-
sell it for your $5.
Now with the GI Joe stuff, like, that happens a lot.
Does
like,
it?
Yeah, but like the other way. Like, it's broken, it's cheaper. Like, I saw
Yeah.
a Crimson Guard Immortal floating around here somewhere, and that's usually like a $50 to $60 figure, but it's got broken giblets, and I think he was asking $30 or $35 for it, which is not an unreasonable price for it. I just am not going to take the time to hunt down
the giblets.
the piece that I need to make a good one. And I have one at home already. I don't
And, like,
need two of him because I don't
and
army
GI
build.
Joes are one of the brands that like you can find just
Yeah.
about any part for.
Yeah, there's a
more
lot.
fixable.
Yeah,
And you
Right.
can with like the G1 Transformers,
Sometimes.
Um,
Sometimes.
like
was-
Wheeljack Slab and stuff. They sell
Sure,
parts.
yeah.
and-
The mass production of the '80s definitely helped with that.
But when you get into like the mid, stuff, like you're not gonna find a wing off of a Robots in Disguise, whatever.
Yeah.
jet.
I'm not going to go out here anywhere and find a head for Cyclonus or Optimus Prime from the
Yeah.
Netflix series.
Right. With He-Man stuff, it's kind of there's a lot of loose figures.
There is
Yeah.
a lot of loose figures. Every dang toy show I go to, it's all Motu stuff. Why isn't there more of our toys?
I mean,
Why does he get all the toys?
Yeah,
I
but
wish
got-
there were
got all
more
those. I have all
vehicles
those.
here, but I've seen plenty of figures, but I wish there were more vehicles, but
Oh yeah,
that's
there's
not
somebody
on.
over here that's got some good. I don't. know
Yeah,
what's
he
good.
does. He's got
Yeah.
that whole
Section.
GI Joe headquarters thing that I really
Oh,
want,
yeah,
but I
that's cool.
didn't bring enough money with me today, and so
But with the Motu stuff, there are loose figures and there are a lot of them, but they're missing everything.
yeah,
Like, and to try to track down weapons
yeah.
is near impossible.
Which is where repro stuff comes in for me, which
Right.
I'm perfectly happy to buy repro
And
stuff.
I've started to look more at that of like, okay, maybe a 3D printed thing
Yeah.
that looks good.
Or even something that's been cast. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the
Oh,
Joe
yeah, molded
reproduction
stuff,
stuff
yeah.
is all cast, and it looks.
That would be better. Probably cast would be better. But it's just like there's just so much of it, and when I just go to it's like I'm flipping through loose figures. Like, okay, I have all this stuff.
Yeah.
because they're all and they're cheap. They should be cheap. They shouldn't be ridiculously overpriced.
That's the thing, like that I've noticed about like the Motu figures. Like There seems to be a pretty consistent price line for those at most toy shows. Like
for the tiers, there's common figures, and then
but like the common figures, a
later
loose
in
common
years.
figure without any of its accessories, they're usually around $10.
Yeah, it really should be
Ish.
5 to 8.
Yeah, but I mean, like
that's for a figure with nothing, like no weapons, no
Yeah.
armor, a loose figure. That really should be.
yeah, if it's one of
starting at
the early mass-produced ones, yeah,
exactly. Wave
like
1, 2, whatever, 3.
with the GI Joe stuff, it's like there is no consistency. It's either someone's got it for 10, someone else has it for 65. And they might be in exactly the same shape.
Yeah.
Well, last thing I got on my list for things that are a little, I don't necessarily, well, it's not even a bad thing. It's that they're not always close to home.
Yeah.
I guess, but a positive thing is it feels like there are more and more popping up, right?
Yeah,
The
and I mean,
toy
this one's
show-
not bad. It's an hour drive for me. Hour and a half for you guys? I don't know.
Yep. And it seems like just in Iowa alone, they're hitting more often, a little more well-rounded across the state. So you just want them to.
I mean, no one's going to do a toy show in Washington, Iowa.
No.
But
Probably not.
But there is one in Ottumwa.
There is, yeah.
January 15th, Cracktastic Plastic Con. Hello. All right. What do you guys think?
Front and center, this dude in his Ghostbusters getup. That's fantastic.
It's on par.
That is awesome.
See, yeah, you're right. The cosplay at
I
these
love the
shows are
cosplay
great.
at these shows.
All right, what do you say we take a quick break? Let's give you a quick little insight to our podcast network.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we're back. Elgin's going to take us on a little store tour just down the road.
All right, the nice store that we're going to is a local store here in Burlington. It's B-Town Comics and Games at 609 Jefferson Street, Burlington, Iowa. He has a table back here. It's in the back of the room here. If you want to go say hi and buy some of his stuff.
Jeff is his name.
Yes. All of your comic needs.
Is
Funko
his
Pops. Funko Pops and everything else that you might want. Games and stuff. We should go
I've
there.
never
and
been there,
check
so
it
You
out.
haven't been there? Oh,
No.
it's a great little
So
store.
someone tell me about
we
how
played,
great it is.
Burlington several times over at the
Yeah. And I feel like I
venue
should have been
that's
there,
in
but
Burlington.
like I think maybe
The
the one
Washington.
time we were gonna go there, it was like closed or something.
probably
And-
the next day when we were heading out.
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, B-Town Comics, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
They have a lot of comics in there, a lot of
check that out.
pops.
He does the NECA stuff too, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely has some NECA stuff.
Yeah.
You can definitely see a selection of all the things he has in his store at his booth, just on the opposite wall over there.
Yep.
But that's B-Town Comics and Games, 609 Jefferson Street,
Check it
Burlington,
out.
Iowa.
Yay.
Oh, guess what, Corey? It's time. Time for some talking toys.
So we put the question to the internet, the same topic we are discussing today, likes and dislikes about toy shows. Brian Clark, if you've ever listened to our podcast, you will know that I have a special relationship with a man named Brian Clark. If you've never listened to our podcast, it will become abundantly clear that I have a special relationship with someone named Brian Clark. He says, I love that there are so many things to spend money on. I hate that there are so many things to spend money on. Make up your mind, Brian. For real, though, it's all about deals. It's so discouraging to see people trying to charge scalper prices for stuff, but when you find a great deal on something you never thought you'd have in your collection, it's a great feeling. A few years ago at a show in Cedar Rapids, I found a Shogun Warriors here we go. Shogun Warriors Godzilla for less than I've seen just the tail go for online. That's actually pretty awesome because I know that is a ridiculously expensive thing. Ken Tomlin, super great guy. I love going to toy shows. I've always found great deals and been able to find some of the things that are on my list, quote unquote. The only things I don't like about them is the drive. All the what I would consider great toy shows are no closer than 3 hours away. So far, the best shows that I've been to are Kane County Toy Show up near Chicago and Kentuckiana Joe Show. I've heard that's awesome, and I really want to go.
Yeah.
In Louisville, Kentucky. I'm looking forward to attending the first Joe Fest next June down in Augusta, Georgia. For those that have never gone to a show, I can't recommend it enough. Take the time to go. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy yourself. From Jason Zabornik, Jays B, he said, now he didn't say that this was a good or a bad thing. He just said, creepy girls follow me telling me about the romance drama between Black Arachnia and Silverbot. That happened? No joke. I guess is it good?
I think you meant Silverbolt, but yes.
He said Silverbot.
Is that good or bad?
He said Silverbot. We're going with it.
Yep.
Jeremy Sample. I like the fact you get a face-to-face interaction when buying and selling toys at a toy show.
Yes, Booty.
I also enjoy the variety and harder-to-find toys at a toy show. I dislike the fact that most toy shows have prices at retail or above retail prices. I admit I haven't purchased many toys recently due to the prices. Jeremy is another one of the, like, he's like kind of a haggle king also, and he also is like the most willing to walk away person I've ever met.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't even do, like, he sometimes doesn't even do a meet in the middle type thing. He's like, hey, I'll give you this much. How about this much? No, thanks. Huh? And he just like,
bye.
Yeah. he's even more like, yeah, he's like
out.
way
He's
more
out.
bottom line than me. Yeah. We got a few responses, a couple responses on the tweeters. One of them some emoji, crimson emoji.
Right.
I'm going to one Friday, so I'll more than likely share mine on this post that afternoon. Well, thanks for wasting our time. Just kidding. Scotland Thompson. Is that really
Scotty.
Is that really his first name? Scotland?
I think it is.
Wow.
It's not just pretentious like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a song about him. Finding stuff you forgot existed. That's actually a really good point that I forgot about. That, like, because I found most of that stuff happened for me when I discovered yojo.com. But, like, yeah, going to a toy show and be like, oh, I forgot that was even a thing. And I also forgot that I had it.
Oh.
Like, that's kind of a big thing for me.
That's huge.
That's it for Talking Toys today. That was the responses from the listeners, and thanks everybody.
And now maybe we can open it up to those out there. If anyone in the crowd,
Anybody got a question or a comment?
Any of you
or
guys
anything?
down front have any questions about, or if you have any comments on what you love or don't love about a toy show, there's a microphone right over here. You could step right up and let us know the things you love or don't love about a toy show.
Anybody?
Just step right up this microphone so we can hear you and I can record it. There you go. All right. Form a line, people. There's so many of you. Let's form a line.
Feel free to give your name or don't. That's up to you.
My name is Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey.
I've actually seen you guys before at a Tumwa show.
right.
A couple months back.
Sweet.
And kind of the thing that I collect, not so much the toys. I collect a little bit of Transformers. What else? Marvel Legends figures.
Right on.
Sweet.
But there's just too many of them, and they're getting to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting to do so many
How
that
do you
there's
keep
too
up?
many versions of stuff I just don't care about. Right now, main thing I'm collecting is G.I. Joe comics.
Right on.
That would be the Marvel ones.
Yep. Some of those are getting really expensive.
It's another one that I collect is Transformer comics as well. This is all the Marvel stuff from the 80s when I was a kid.
Yep.
And right now what I'm finding is I'm getting to just a second. I do buy the Transformer reissue figures, but the last one was Headmasters, which sucks. I don't care about the Headmasters. It just sounds dumb. The Headmasters.
That can be taken a few ways.
It's rather sexual for me. So, but what I'm collecting right now is the Transformer and G.I. Joe comic books from Marvel, and I can see with every place that I go to that they're getting to the point where I can see where every shop carried them up to a certain point, and then it drops off, and I can't find any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like maybe they weren't selling enough of them, they decided not to restock. Or
with Transformer, it gets to about 60-ish or so, and then it drops off. I just can't. I'll be going through like collections at like a comic book store, and it just gets to that point, and then it's just done. With the G.I. Joe comics, a little bit better, but like if you get past like the 80s or 90s or so, up into the hundreds, and then when they renamed themselves as Snake Eyes for a short period, those, man, you go to the show here and people are wanting $10, $15, $20 or whatever. This show I just picked up issue 79 of Transformers.
Awesome. Almost.
79, and that one was about $40.
Yeah.
I got 80.
It's the last one, right? 80?
A couple months back from like a show up in Minneapolis.
Right.
And that one was, I think, about $50 or $60.
My
And I think it goes for even more. Like,
sure.
I think I got a pretty good deal on it. But that's kind of what I'm collecting right now. I'm going for all of the toy comics from when I was a kid and all the TV shows that I watched. I did find here a bunch of Thundercats comics.
Nice.
Sweet.
So I'm getting pretty close to getting a whole run. I know it's not.
That's how it started
per
for
se,
me. But that's how it started for me too. Like I started collecting GI Joes again, and like specifically getting all the stuff that I had when I was a kid. Like that's the stuff that means the most to me. So
awesome.
Anyway, nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, thanks,
Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
It's your turn.
All right. We got time for one more. One more. Come on up here. What's your name?
My name is Damon.
Hi, Damon.
Hi.
I collect. I do have a lot of toys myself.
Cool.
And
Go
comics,
on.
but I'm more into the toys than the comics, but I do both. And the toys the thing I'm collecting currently is Transformers and Transformers and Transformers and Transformers.
Let's talk.
But I
after.
do have G.I. Joe. I still do. And I stopped collecting G.I. Joe, and then I started buying. I'm like, I'll buy his tank here or something.
Right.
So, but I don't buy the mass. And I'm like, don't buy the new 6-inch figures.
Nope.
Because I can't buy the cool ones because I'll just have to buy them all. So I'm not going to. For me, it's either 0 or all. So I won't buy any.
Must be you G.I. Joe guys.
They just don't fit in your collection either. Like they don't make sense to me.
They're awesome. The
look
Super
great.
7
They look
ones
great.
are awesome, though.
See, the Super 7 ones look. I disagree with you wholeheartedly on the new
I love
Super
the
7.
animation look. I'm a big animation fan.
I like the packaging, but like the new 3 3/4 Super 7 ones, like
Talking about the Baroness.
Oh, he was saying the Baroness looks like a mom.
yeah, kind of.
I think
And
she
like-
looks cool.
And like the Super 7, was it Super 7 that did the big bat that's got front butt?
Yeah. He's like, she looks like a MILF, and I'm like, yeah. And that's what I like.
That's the whole point of the Baroness.
Yeah. And then, because it's for adult collectors, and you want your figure to look like a woman your age now. Right? But I collect Transformers, so I have old ones, but I'm like, I switched to buying the Masterpiece ones. I'm like, where's the Masterpiece? And now I want to get,
Nice.
Victory, not the Japanese ones, but I'm really into getting the stuff that looks like the cartoons I used to watch.
Yeah.
And I love the latest release of Transformers. It's like, I like the stuff. It looks like it walked
Same,
right out of
man.
the cartoons.
No, the
Same.
Netflix series has been super awesome, and the toys associated with that have been super awesome.
I liked it sort of, but there's things that are just off for me in the Netflix series, like Prime's voice, and it seems like
there was a lot of complaints.
yeah, I'm like,
about that.
okay, this is like
It was like it's like a mixture of, is it Peter
little
Cullen
slow.
that did
Yeah.
so it's kind of like Peter Cullen and William Shatner love child.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like changing the voice of the Muppets
Yeah.
Right.
to something completely different, and you're like,
Right,
what
right.
the? I'm Fozzie Bear. I don't know, Waka Waka. I don't know. I'm like, come on, Netflix, you can do better.
Peter Cullen's definitely
Yeah.
showing his age. in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
They coulda
someone
edited it closer
imitate
together,
it.
like-
It's like it's like you're not even trying to imitate. You know what Prime sounds like.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Well, Damon, what do you think is your favorite thing you love about a toy show?
About a toy show. Oh, this show is finding unique items. Not that I buy them, but back there I saw Battlestar Galactica figures from like the 70s.
Oh, nice.
And it's neat because on the commercial as a kid, I never had any because my parents wouldn't buy that. But
Yep.
I was like, I thought they were the size of the Star Wars toys, but it's
Right.
like, yeah, they made them smaller. And I'm like, it'd be annoying because if I had Battlestar Galactica figures that didn't fit in the vehicles, I'd be pissed. But as a
Right.
kid, you're like, you just sit them on, have Cylons ride it like a horse or something. Their ship, they don't fit in the ship. What? No, but yeah, they had some. They must have got it from a collection. It looked like it was almost brand new. I was like, but I
Nice.
knew it was the 70s.
Yeah.
So cool stuff.
Yeah.
Can I keep going, or you guys got a
Whatever.
time limit here? Oh, okay. Now I forgot.
not-
Yeah.
No, I think we
Oh,
got one
a
more.
line.
We
All
got
right.
one
All right.
more
I'll
up
let someone
here.
else go.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank
We got
you.
one more. We got this guy up front here. He's going to tell us his favorite thing he loves about toy shows. Step up to the mic, sir.
Anonymous person.
Anonymous person.
Tell us your name and how it feels to be a child.
My favorite thing about toy shows, finding a good deal on something I didn't know I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Right
And
on.
what was your name again, sir?
My name's Tad.
Tadimus.
Okay.
Tadimus good.
Anonymous Brian.
Anything else you want to tell us about your collection at all? Or you?
Nope.
No.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks for the letdown.
Appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
It's nice having some crowd interaction.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. All right. Well, what do you say we get out of here? We tear all this down and we go look for some
I
toys.
think the costume contest is starting at 1:30, 1:15 is
Something like that,
1:15,
yeah.
1:30.
Something like that.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Be
So
next.
Seeing some good stuff.
let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Let's go look for some toys. What do you say?
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Sure.
We'll talk to you
Thanks.
later. Bye-bye.
Spent all my
See
money.
ya.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.